Hey everybody, welcome right back to the channel. Welcome right back to the channel. Listen, today is championship Friday, Saturday, right? I'm telling y'all right now. Okay, December 1st through the 7th. Listen, it's about to get real crazy today. I'm telling y'all, it's about to get real crazy starting on Friday, tonight. Okay, starting at 7 p.m. But first, before we get into the games, previewing them, actually recapping too, because a lot of stuff happened that week before. Before that, my name is Isaiah Austin, and welcome to the IDA Kings video production channel. Okay, hit the like button. Please comment under the video, subscribe to that channel, hit that subscribe button, and please hit that bell notification to know when I post and upload new videos. Okay, please do that for me, all right? Now, let's get right into it. Listen, it was crazy on Saturday, man. Just wild stuff. You know, obviously we talked about Thursday how, Navy beat Memphis, real big win for Navy. And then we talked about Bowling Green beating UMass, okay, on that Tuesday and stuff like that. Western Michigan beating Eastern Michigan, stuff like that, right? Thanksgiving was kind of crazy. Navy beating Memphis, that triple option. Really, really good stuff from Navy. But a lot of wild stuff happened, okay? Like Texas upsetting Texas A&M. Okay, that was a wild one. Real close one. Texas ended up getting a big win that night on that Friday. Obviously, Indiana blew out. We all know. Blew out Purdue. Crazy work. Ole Miss ended up getting that win against Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. And then Georgia did a good close win with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was fighting, competing, defensively, putting in work, but they were grinding on them, man. Grinding on them. Okay. Okay, for real. Then Utah ended up getting in on Friday as well, beating Kansas by 10 points. And then Arizona beat Arizona State on that Friday as well, right? It was crazy. Iowa ended up beating Nebraska too, man. And it was crazy because Nebraska was ranked. They went down a sled again, and they had a rough end to the season. Nebraska did, man. Obviously, Dylan Raiola was injured. But then Iowa showed up and showed out again, played really well throughout the year. And it obviously showed again why they're great under their head coach, man. He's been there for a long time, Frank, man. Coach Frank been balling out there, man. Ohio beat Buffalo. Kent State ended up beating Northern Illinois as well on that Friday. Okay, Air Force ended up beating Colorado State, while New Mexico ended up finding a way to beat and upset San Diego State. That's a big win for them, too. And North Texas ended up beating Temple. That's a big win, too, that we're going to be talking about for next week and stuff like that. Boise State ended up winning by 1 point against Utah State as well. Now, Saturday got real crazy. Let me tell y'all something. Saturday got real wild, okay? Ohio State started beating Michigan. They spotted them 6 points. They were down 6-0. Sayin ended up sitting there and throwing a pick. He went in and started guns blazing. I mean, he threw it to his two best dogs, okay, and Cardell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. He tried to throw it to him early. Got a pick in one of them. Okay, then, they were down 6-0. Okay, Ohio State got stuffed. They ended up getting 3 points. But after they started out 6-0, they ended up scoring 27 points straight. Okay, it was 27-6 right out. It was 27-3 after that. Flat out. I mean, unbelievable. Ohio State showed up. They dominated in the pass game, but they also did something really, really crazy in that game. They dominated in the run game. Michigan looked rough in that game, looked like offensively struggled. Throughout the year, they were struggling, especially in these big games. Obviously, they struggled and lost to Oklahoma and USC, who are both ranked. So right now, I mean, and then losing Ohio State. So Michigan, they can still get 10 wins, but they struggled against these teams that are really, really good. They beat teams like Illinois, who's, I believe Illinois. They definitely beat Nebraska, and I think they beat Illinois, but there were some teams they beat that were not bad at all. They were good, but they lost to some good teams. Were really close within the game, but they ended up pulling away on them. So Michigan ended up losing those games. But Ohio State, man, we got to talk about them. They did a great job. They were 0-4 the last 4 years, man. They were on a losing streak to Michigan. They came in with a business mindset down there in Ann Arbor. They were business-minded. They were not crazy excited. They just went in and did their thing, okay? And they went in and set the tone after being down 06. They dominated, and punched them in the mouth with the run game. Bo Jackson is a monster. He was the MVP of that game, catching the ball and running the ball. A true freshman running back. He's a beast. He didn't even start against Texas. I'm telling you right now, that dude's a special player. He's going to be a special player in the college game, and I believe he could be in the NFL, a special player in the NFL. Okay. Another big game that happened, Oregon ended up beating Washington and at Washington Husky Stadium. Man, beat them. Okay. It was 26-14. That was a real good game, too. That was really fun. They started pulling away. Oregon did, pulled away on them. Okay. Oklahoma was really close in a close battle. They almost lost to LSU. They were really, really tough in this one. They were real close to losing. Okay. Obviously, Notre Dame destroyed Stanford. Real talk. Here's one game that was shocking to me later on in that night, and that was Alabama beating Auburn by 7 points. Auburn almost won the game. They had a lot of chances to really win the game and tie the game. Okay, they had real good chances. Okay, now this was a shocker too. Miami destroying Pittsburgh. Okay, they destroyed Pittsburgh, but Miami didn't make the conference championship game, which that's important to talk about a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, Miami destroyed Pittsburgh 38-7, manhandled them, abused them, and dominated them. Vanderbilt did a great job as well, beating down Tennessee. That's a resume builder for them coming on. At some point, Virginia ended up getting a big win against Virginia Tech. I believe they're in the conference championship. Here's a big upset that put SMU in a bad situation because they're not making the conference championship with this loss. They lost to California 38-35 by 3 points. That was unbelievable and craziness. I mean, it was a high-scoring game, high-power game, and they ended up getting destroyed, losing. Okay? Bad work. Clemson obviously beat South Carolina, put South Carolina in a bad situation throughout the game. South Carolina was having a rough year with injuries and dealing with stuff. They'll come back hopefully next year better. And Clemson will try to come back next year better, but they will be bowl eligible and play well. Houston did a good job against Baylor, ended up winning by a touchdown. That was another good win for Houston, having a great year. I believe they have 9 wins. They can get 10 wins if I'm not mistaken in the bowl game if they win, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Colorado lost to Kansas State. Iowa State, that's a big one because Coach Campbell took the Penn State job at Penn State. That's a big hire for Penn State. I'll tell you why throughout this video, too. They ended up beating Oklahoma State 20-13. That was a big win for them as well. Big win again for them as well. Crazy wins. Penn State, obviously, they ended up winning. And they're bowl eligible, beating Rutgers by 4. They're bowl eligible. And Minnesota had beaten Wisconsin as well. That was those were some crazy wins too. James Madison ended up destroying Coastal Carolina. And then Florida State did not become bowl eligible. They struggled the rest of the year after starting out 3-0. They got destroyed by Florida 40-21. Nasty work. Michigan State ended up getting a big win, 38-28 against Maryland. Okay, South Florida destroyed Rice. That was a big one. North Carolina was struggling a little bit throughout the year. Had their ups and downs with Coach Belichick being there. I think they'll be better next year. They ended up losing to NC State 42-19. That was a heck of a situation for them as well. Those were big games that come on, some different games that came on. Okay, now going into it, there was a lot of things that happened before we even get to conference championship. There was a lot of things that happened within that. Penn State hiring Campbell, like I said, hiring him was crazy. Was good stuff. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a real good coach. I think he develops players real well, and I think he can help Penn State get better. For sure, at a high level, I really believe that. I think they'll be in a good position to be successful when it comes to that. Other things that happened within college, the rankings came out too. The rankings came out as well. Really, really wild with the rankings, I think. Like one of the rankings, I think they had Notre Dame behind, I believe, Alabama, which, to be honest, what the committee said is after Alabama ended up winning against Auburn, they said that was an impressive win compared to, obviously, Notre Dame beating Stanford, which I thought was interesting because I'll be honest with you, respectfully, okay? Let me be completely honest. Stanford, okay, is not the greatest. I get that too. They got better. They looked a little better. But to be honest with you, like, I'm just being honest, right? I'll just tell the truth like it is, okay? Auburn almost beat Alabama, and that was not an impressive win. So if you're going by that, that's probably not. Now, if you went by the whole body of work, I could understand that. But they said that it was basically by that Auburn game, which I wouldn't go there. Now, Alabama, I don't think they have to win, though, to make the playoff, but they are going to be on a tight rope, okay? It's going to be tight, real tight, because they did lose to that Florida State, and then they play against a real great Georgia team. They could lose to Georgia, so they got to be careful losing, and they got to be careful how they lose in that game. Now, another thing that's interesting is Miami's behind, I believe, Notre Dame, okay? They're behind Notre Dame, okay? They're definitely behind Notre Dame, okay? So, Miami, let me tell you something. Miami lost to two unranked teams. I believe it was SMU and Louisville. Now, those teams are not bad. But I'll tell you this, right? Ohio State, Alabama, I think Ohio State a few years ago lost to an unranked team and didn't make the playoffs. They beat Michigan, I think, the game after. I'm wondering, they might have made the Big Ten Championship, maybe, I believe. They might have won the Big Ten Championship game and still didn't make the playoff, right? That was years ago. I think that was when, God rest his soul, Dwayne Haskins was there. Alabama recently did not make the playoffs. They lost to two unranked teams, okay? One of them was Oklahoma at the end of the year. There was another one they lost to. Then they lost to Tennessee. So let's be honest. It happens, and it's not. And I'll be shocked if it doesn't happen to Miami. Miami most likely will not make the playoff because they lost those two unranked matchups, okay? And they did not make a conference championship as well. They did not make the conference championship as well. So that's pretty interesting when it comes down to it, okay? So that's a little different. So I understand why they didn't make it. I do. So, I understand it, right? I definitely understand it. So if they don't make the playoff, you got to understand why that happened, okay? That's another thing. Another thing is there's another shocking thing that could happen. There's two things that could happen too. If Duke, because Duke made the championship game against Virginia. That's how the tiebreaker ended up working, okay? If they win, Duke maybe could make it. But also if they win, though, Duke might not make it. They could have James Madison, allegedly, if James Madison wins their conference championship. And they could mess around and have either North Texas or Tulane both make, one of them make it after winning their, one of them win their conference championship game. This could be wild. If Duke beats Virginia, okay, if Duke beats Virginia, I believe, right? I think that's who they play in the conference championship. I'm telling you, this will be a masterful thing. This will get real, real crazy. Okay, this could get real, real wild. I'm telling you right now, this could get wild. So this could get real crazy, real entertaining really quickly. Okay, it could get real, 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 real entertaining really, really fast. So those are other intriguing things that I've seen within this. It's really, really fun overall. Now going into the championship games at 7 p.m. on Friday, okay, James Madison will be playing Troy. James Madison's 11-1. They're ranked 25 in the rankings. And Troy is 8-4. You got to be careful with Troy. That Troy team is a tough team. I've seen them play a few times. That could be a tough team, especially defensively. They got to be ready for the goal for that. That's going to be a good game, I think. Jackson State 8-4 versus Kennesaw State 9-3, the Conference USA Championship game. The other game was the Sun Belt. The American Championship game, whoever wins this is most likely going into the playoff. It's a playoff game right here for both teams. Tulane, who is ranked 20, lost to Ole Miss, one of those losses they had of the two. North Texas ended up only having one loss, and that was to South Florida, okay? They are ranked 24. Both teams are in the top 25. One of these teams will make the playoff guaranteed. I already know how that's going to go. UNLV will play Boise State again in a rematch. Boise State destroyed them offensively. They dominated UNLV offensively. I think UNLV had 31 the last time they played them, but they give it up over 50. I think it was 56. Boise State dominated UNLV on offense, put up almost 60 on them. They got to be better defensively, UNLV, to hang in there with the Boise State. Okay, but they are beatable, obviously. Boise State's legendary, but they can beat the UNLV can beat them, but Boise State's trying to get to 10 wins. They need this one, get to 9, then the bowl game to win to get to 10. That'll be impressive. Now, Saturday, okay? Because those other games were Friday. This Saturday is going to be crazy, okay? BYU versus Texas Tech. Listen, if BYU wins, they will make the playoff easily. Texas Tech, I think, is going to be in the playoff regardless, but it's about seeding at this point. If Texas Tech wins, they'll be in the top 4. If they lose, they'll probably be outside the top 4, obviously, and BYU will be in that top 5, maybe. Obviously, they'll be real good in the seedings right there. They'll make it. This game is going to be fun on ABC at 12 p.m. I'm excited. Okay, BYU got housed, balled, and destroyed against Texas Tech. But now, they are better right now. They could beat them, okay? Their head coach is staying. There was conversations with Penn State. They had mutual interest, but he ends up coming in and staying at BYU. So I'm excited to see how this goes, and he's going to be great. On ESPN, Western Michigan in the MAC Championship is playing Miami of Ohio. Okay, y'all got to be ready for those games. Those games can be sneaky good, too, now. Those games can be sneaky good. The MAC Championship on ESPN, that could be a good game, too, at 12 p.m. Please do not sleep on that game. That could be good. Last year it was good, too. So this could be good. Okay, Georgia versus Alabama. Y'all already know. Come on, man. I don't even have to advertise that because y'all already know how that special will be. Okay, 2 amazing quarterbacks, Gunnar Stockton and Ty Samson. Ballers. They got great receivers on both sides. Great running game. Smash mouth running game. Dominant on defense as well at times for sure. This could be fun, okay? Alabama and Georgia went through a stretch. When they played against each other, it was a real competitive game. Alabama was up on them, but then Georgia came back and almost got that win, okay? So that was a big-time game in that game earlier in the year, but Alabama ended up pulling that win out by a few points. But let me tell you something. Georgia and Alabama, this is going to be fun. If Alabama loses, they're in trouble. They got to be very, very careful, especially how they lose. This is important. If they lose in a bad way, let's say they lose by 20-plus points, they might not make the playoff. They might not, for real. I'm being dead serious. Now, if they win the game, they're in the playoff. It's real simple. Georgia, they in whether they win or not. They'll be fine. It's about seeding with them. Now, this one, let me tell y'all something tonight, okay? Let me tell y'all something tonight. No, first, actually, yeah, let's talk about this one, though. Virginia versus Duke. This is important. ABC, 8 p.m. Listen, why is this important? Because Duke is 7-5. They can go 8-5 and win the ACC championship game. Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable. Because they can make the playoff, or they can have 2 group of 5 teams make the playoff, and the ACC completely misses the playoff. This is important. Now, Duke has some big wins, some top wins that most of the group doesn't have, but the field doesn't have when it comes to the playoff. But Virginia, man, they a competitive team. They're ranked 17. If they win this game, they will make the playoff, I'm assuming, most likely. Okay? It'll be hard for me to not, because they're already ranked higher than, obviously, James Madison. They're ranked higher than North Texas, and they're ranked higher than Tulane. You know what I mean? So they'll most likely make it. If they lose, Duke's now ranked ahead of those 3 teams. Duke could jump them, but it's going to be a tough one to pull off. Okay, if Duke wins, they might end up having an ACC miss. This could be a historical thing where 2 group of 5 teams can make a college football playoff. This could get real historically wild. So be careful at that. Some people rooting for Duke. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to see some magic happen. I'll be shocked. I want to see some shockers. Okay, I want to see 2 group of 5 teams make it. But I also want to see Virginia, because that's an underdog Cinderella team too. But I'm telling you, this playoff going to be real interesting. But let me tell y'all something. This one is probably going to be the game of the year. Matter of fact, this might be one of the games of the century. I'm really big on this. Why? Because Indiana, who's ranked 2, who's 12-0, versus Ohio State, okay, who was ranked number 1. This is going to be the battle of the battles. This is the powerhouse of powerhouses. Indiana, since Coach Cignetti has been there, has won. Google him. He's been magical. If y'all know, y'all know. He's been flat out legendary, flat out magical. I am excited to see this, okay? Because Indiana's been magical since he's been there. But let me tell you something. Ryan Day under, obviously, Urban Meyer's been great. But then since he's been the head coach, he's been masterful, dominant, and only has a total of, I believe, 10 losses in his career. This man is a warrior. He's a winner. And they have great players on all sides. Their receiving core for Indiana has been amazing, and Ohio State. The run game has been dominant. The defenses have been outstanding, historically at a level. Ohio State is one of the best defenses in the country, historically speaking. And Indiana has an amazing defense as well. This is going to be probably one of the best matchups we ever see. And then this could be a national championship matchup in the near future as well. I'm telling you right now, this could be fun, okay? And then we got 2 quarterbacks who are probably playing for the Heisman right now, okay? Whoever wins this game is most likely winning the Heisman, okay? Okay, I'm telling y'all right now, I am ready to watch these games. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be fun, okay? Now, please, again, hit the like, button, subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Please hit that bell notification as well. Y'all got to hit that bell notification. Do not play around with the bell notification. Please hit that because you want to know when I post and upload new videos. Because going into the new year, we're going to have fun. Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of things. This channel is getting in the groove, you know what I'm saying? Different things. Man, I can't wait. It's going to be fun, okay? I can't wait for it, okay? And please, please, please share the video if y'all want to, man. Share it, react to it, have a good time with it. Okay, my name is Isaiah Austin. Welcome back to the IDA Kings video production channel, okay? Be safe out here, man. Enjoy the holidays. Peace.